In our most recent Friday live show, one of the main topics we talked about are 10 coins that I'm buying right now. But for those of you who hate watching hour-long podcasts, this is the video for you because I'm going to go into more detail on those top 10 coins. I'm going to talk about levels that I think we could get a pullback to and you could buy at cheaper prices. If you're excited about the video, make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe. If you don't agree with my top 10 list, guess what? Let me know in the comment section down below what I got right and what I got wrong. Let's get into the details. First, though, a couple of things we got to cover. Starting off with, do not pay attention to what's happening in my left eye right now. It's a little bit of an allergy going on here, but you know what? The show must go on. You guys need to hear about the crypto update, so pay no attention to a red eye or maybe a tear that comes from time to time. The allergies suck. Number two, I am not going to be promising you that we get to all of the prices I talk about in this video. While I ultimately have reasons to believe we could pull back down this far, the reality is that we are in a bull market. And in bull markets, sometimes logic is thrown out the window. You can have a perfect setup on the charts with a pullback, and yet it ends up not happening. So for that reason, please continue to do your own research and make sure you buy when you're comfortable buying and not just because there's a support level at a certain range. The third and final thing I want to make sure we're clear on is these are not the only 10 altcoins that will do well in this bull market, but they are my favorite 10. And for that reason, I get to choose what I buy. You choose what you buy. If you like what I talk about in this video, then you can choose the same list, but ultimately that's up to you. Now, before we dive into the charts and the top 10 coins that I'm buying here this week, let's talk about a major catalyst that could send altcoins ripping in the next couple of days. While rumors were out there that the White House would have some sort of massive announcement about Bitcoin and crypto on Wednesday, they have now confirmed this. The White House is confirming the first Bitcoin and crypto report will drop tomorrow on FOMC Day. The question is the US going to announce a Satoshi stacking schedule or something a whole lot larger? This is just one more reason to make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you stay up to date with everything that comes out. We make sure every day to cover all major stories that affect your crypto bags. So join the channel, join the free Discord, and you'll never miss a single story you need to know about. One more thing before we get into the top 10 list. I know you guys are waiting in anticipation. You want to know the top 10 coins to be buying, but I want to make sure you're aware of a sale going on for the sponsor of today's video, and that is LuxAlgo, the #1 trading tool. We use it every single day when we're trading. We use it every single video, and right now, you don't just get the 20% off that's in that sticker right there. If you act right now and buy a whole year, you can get up to 50% off your LuxAlgo subscription today. That's right. For the next couple of days only, for the next 6 days, you can get the ultimate level with AI backtesting as well as every other suite that we use for $30 a month. Keep in mind that normally those prices can be upwards closer towards $100 a month if you buy them 1 month at a time. I very, very heavily recommend going with this $30 option as you do not know the next time this deal will be on the table. And by the way, you not only get all the instruments from LuxAlgo, when you buy the ultimate package, you also will get our liquidations charts right on TradingView. So go act right now, sign up with the link down below, and get that cheap LuxAlgo today. Going over into the charts, we have to talk about two important details before we get into the top 10 list. Number one, we do have to look at total 2, which is all of the altcoin space. It's crypto excluding Bitcoin and what it looks like right now. We still have a lot of room to the upside, but if you take a look at what has happened here recently using the LuxAlgo indicators, even out on the weekly chart, we have ran into the weekly smart trail. This is going to be a level of resistance that should not be ignored. And while we don't have an official sell signal and there's no reason to freak out about a major pullback, you can see a part of rallies, you have higher highs and higher lows. But higher lows mean pullbacks are on the table. When you come down and take a look at charts like the 2-daily and daily chart, we're also seeing LuxAlgo kind of give us some bubbles with potential sell signals of red reversal, bearish momentum, and negative money flow coming in on the total 2 chart. You'll see this spread across every coin that we talk about today, so make sure to pay attention. We'll be using this tool to talk about levels we think we could get a pullback for and a good purchase before altcoin season takes off again. Speaking of altcoin season, the #1 chart to be watching to talk about altcoin season is the Bitcoin Dominance Chart that has been falling over the last couple of weeks. At the moment, though, altcoin season is on a small pause as Bitcoin dominance is bouncing here between 60 and 62%. The good news for everybody is that even if we bounce for a couple of more days, this ultimately will form some form of a bull pennant pattern. With a triangle forming at the end of an explosive move to the downside, this could still take us down all the way back towards 57.6%. This is a very similar prediction to what we talked about weeks ago with the breakdown from the rising wedge pattern. Either way you look at it, we have some time before the next major move for altcoins, and the Bitcoin Dominance Chart is getting ready to plunge once again. But now it is time. We're going to go through the top 10 coins that I am buying this week and coins that I will be looking for a pullback to buy a little bit more into my already large bags. If you're ready, smash that like button. I'm going to start off with the king of altcoins, and that is Ethereum. You're noticing this list, I have them listed in the size of their market cap. So if you're wondering what my list of priority is, I'm not saying Ethereum is my favorite altcoin, but it is the largest altcoin out there that I still think has a lot of room to the upside. In the last couple of weeks, we called for an Ethereum breakout all the way up here to $3,800. So if you were in our VIP trading group, you had a massive trade here. You were able to take profit here in the last couple of days. However, we still have our eyes set to major upside moves for Ethereum. This is the coin that often gets the ball rolling for altcoin season and has the biggest jump at first. However, when you look at Luxalgo, you will see there are some major bubbles in play here. We have bearish divergence on the RSI's daily chart. We have a red reversal, a gray dot, and a pretty large money flow bubble that does look like it could pop any day now. The target for a pullback on Ethereum would be down here towards the daily chart, roughly around $33.88 or give or take $3,400. However, if that one does not hold, the 2-daily chart is also forming a little bit of a bubble with a slight bearish divergence that could see ETH drop just a little bit lower here, back down towards 3,000. And it's a good time to remind you, I'm not promising you that Ethereum makes a pullback to these levels. Ultimately, if some really good news comes out tomorrow and the ETH whales start to buy up the dip, we'll avoid all of these pullbacks. But at the moment, with the charts being a little vulnerable, I absolutely would be looking for, and I have buy orders for Ethereum at $3,400 and $3,000 if the prices do pull back. Ultimately, though, what keeps me very bullish right now is that the Ethereum's weekly chart still has a lot of room to the upside, with targets all the way back up to $5,000 before major next resistance on the weekly. Now, for the sake of keeping this video a little shorter, I went into more depth on the Ethereum chart. I'm going to be a little quicker with the other 9 altcoins on this list, but the same types of thoughts apply when it comes to longer term price action. With that said, let's go into coin number 2, and that is going to be XRP. A lot of people are very bullish on XRP. There's even this recent rumbling of a potential $1,000 XRP coming next year. While I continue to believe that's a ludicrous claim, I still think that XRP has a massive bull market in front of it. But in the short term, with the recent daily sell signals with the red reversal, bearish momentum, and negative money flow coming in, the short-term target would be the daily chart back down just south of $3, around $2.97. And with the 2-daily chart also giving us a little bit of concern, I could see a world in which we pulled back all the way to $2.76. Obviously, we could pull back a little bit further, but these are going to be 2 levels that I will be buying next for XRP. If something changes and things start to get a little uglier, I will let you guys know, but those are my levels. 297 and 276 are the next XRP buy levels. Coin number 3 is Solana. Just like XRP, it's not a very big fallback on the Luxalgo daily sell signal that gives us a target right here in the world of $174. But the 2-daily chart, again, is giving us very similar signals, and that means $160 still is potentially on the table for Solana. Before we move on, I want to make sure it's very clear. Anyone who's saying this would be extremely bearish, a pullback to $160 would still put Solana in a very bullish higher high and higher low price action. Again, bull trends have pullbacks. As long as those pullbacks don't put in lower lows, this is still a very bullish trend. So don't freak out about $160 Solana. If you're me, you're buying that dip. Next up on my list is probably one of the most loved or hated altcoins, depending on where you stand on it, and that would be Cardano ADA. Cardano recently broke some major resistance here back in earlier July, and now as we're pulling back, we're keeping our eyes on, again, that daily sell target from the Luxalgo indicators. This would suggest a pullback at least for Cardano back towards 76 cents, but with the 2-daily chart showing us similar levels, but ultimately with the 2-daily chart giving us a little bit of a sell signal warning as well, we got to keep our eyes all the way back down towards potential retesting of resistance back down just south of 70 cents, around 69 cents. You can see the smart trail here is rising very quickly. With us having this former resistance level, it's very normal to retest it. So I'd be watching anywhere between 70 to 76 cents for a pullback on Cardano. Next up on the list is one of the newer and hotter layer one solutions, and that is SUI, or probably the correct pronunciation, SUI for everybody out there. No matter how you pronounce it, everyone can make money on this coin. Similar to Cardano, we recently had a major break of a long-term resistance trend dating back to January of 2025. But with pullbacks happening and daily sell signals kind of popping up here on Luxalgo, we're watching this target coming back down towards the daily smart trail. Would not be surprised to see 360 or 359 hit once again. I'm not as confident about the 2-daily chart needing to be pulled back to. You can see at the moment we have a red reversal dot, but when it comes to momentum, we keep bouncing back and forth. Also, the money flow, this was kind of similar to Cardano, is staying pretty positive. But if the bearishness starts to come in, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback all the way back down closer towards 330 or 326. This one I feel a whole lot stronger though about this 367 to 357 zone on the daily smart trail. Next coin up is one of my favorites, and that is Chainlink. Again, another coin that some people think is going to shoot to the moon. Others believe it's a very big disappointment. But ultimately, this is a coin that has its hand in almost every basket in the world of crypto and the world of finance. So for that reason, it's still a coin that I believe has a massive, massive upward trajectory. However, again, just like everything else, there are some vulnerabilities here on the daily chart that make me believe a pullback on Chainlink as far back as 1692 is still on the table. This is a coin that the 2-daily chart is a little bit more vulnerable with the red reversal bearish momentum and a bubble itself. If we keep on dropping, I could see Chainlink pulling back down here closer to $15.50. Either way, I'm going to put buy signals at both of these for just in case. Now we're a little over halfway through. If you guys are enjoying the list so far, or it's exactly what you expected, let me know in the comments down below. Has there been a coin said so far that you think is absolutely going to lose people money? While I might disagree with you, this whole world of crypto investing is about every single one of us doing our own research and thinking for ourselves. While I'm not going heavily into the fundamentals of these 10 coins, I want you to know that I have done some research and fundamentally believe these are 10 of the strongest projects out there. Every single one of them not only has a large community within crypto, but also has some VC backing as well as institutional interest from the outside world. To me, that's the perfect recipe for good selections. But again, let me know what you agree with so far and what you think is a total flop. With that said, let's move into the final 4 coins that I am buying this week and I believe still have a lot of gains left on the table. HBAR is a coin that is a newer purchase for me over the last 6 months. With almost every other coin on this list, I've been holding for a very long time. But HBAR is one I think still has a lot of exciting details to it and is one of the fastest cryptos out there with a different system than the rest of crypto. Most things are either proof of work or proof of stake, but with HBAR, we actually have a consensus mechanism that's based on hash graphs. This allows it to be a lot faster than other cryptocurrencies and has caught the attention of VC buyers. For where I see it pulling back, again, we're looking at Luxalgo's red reversal, bearish momentum, and negative money flow on the daily chart, saying that a pullback down to 23.6 cents absolutely should be on the table for potential price action. While the 2-daily chart has the red reversal and the bearish momentum, the money flow, similar to other coins, is going pretty positively. So the probability of pulling all the way back down to 20 cents is probably not very likely, but it's something you should be aware of just in case bears get a little bit more momentum. Coin number 8 is BitTensor TAO, in my opinion, the #1 AI play out there in the game right now. And this is one that's actually made a lot of moves already with red reversals, bearish momentums, and a little bit of negative money flow coming in. We're actually sitting at the point of making this video on the daily smart trail at the moment. So for that reason, this is actually one that I am buying here today in the price level of about $390. But if you're looking for a much lower level, this is one I would look at the 2-daily chart with the red reversal, bearish momentum, and not quite convincing positive money flow. This could turn south very quickly, in which case we are talking about a pullback all the way back down towards $351. Again, zoom out. Anyone who's freaking out about those lower levels, this would still put TAO in a higher high and higher low bull trend. A coin in a very similar spot is coin number 9, and that is ONDO Finance, where yes, we had the daily sell signal and the bubble pop up here, but once again, this is a coin that I'm buying here today at 95 cents because we're sitting on the daily smart trail. But of course, if I'm looking for a lower dip, that 2-daily chart with the red reversal bearish momentum, and this place actually has some red money flow already, this gives me a chance of thinking maybe 85 cents is not so ridiculous for a pullback on ONDO. And now we get to the 10th and final coin, AERO Finance. This is one of the newest holds I have in my bags, but is one of the most explosive coins left out there. This is the leading DEX on the Ethereum chain and is one of the most exciting layer 2 solutions for Ethereum. No offense to the other layer 2s out there, but if I'm putting my money into an Ethereum layer 2, AERO is the way that I'm going. Similar to every other altcoin out there, we had the bearish divergence, we had the red reversal, the bearish momentum, and the negative money flow. But you can see here, the reason I'm buying today even early is while we do have the chance of dropping closer towards 79 cents, we're sitting on a long-term major support level that dates back all the way to April of 2025. If this level is lost, do not be surprised to pull back not just to 80 cents, but maybe even down towards 68 to 61 cents. This corresponds pretty perfectly with the 2-daily smart trail as well, where you can see a little bit of vulnerability. The money flow is positive, but ultimately we still have the red reversal and negative momentum. These are the top 10 coins that I am buying over the next couple of weeks, and the coins that I think could have the biggest return on investment for me in this bull market. Of course, there's other small caps out there that might do 40x, 50x, 20,000x. Those options are always out there. But here at the Tim Warren channel, we like to prioritize smart investing along with taking less risk than a lot of the meme coin plays out there. The heavier risk you take, the greater potential you have to make major gains. But at the same time, the greater potential you have to make major losses. By looking at 10 coins like the 10 I listed right here, all 10 of these have a strong claim, not only from retail interest, but from whales and institutions to believe the gains that have happened, while I still think will be substantial, feel like they're a little safer in the investment world. Of course, there is no such thing as safe investing because risk always gives you the potential to lose it all. So continue to do your own research, continue to think for yourself and choose your own coins. But as for me and my house, these are the 10 that we are buying over the next couple of weeks. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content that we put out. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.